Hello everyone, in today's video, I'll be discussing about one of the life-saving drug, Naloxone, that is easily available in Canada in most of the pharmacies. So let's start with some of the background story. Between January 2016 and June 2021, Health Canada reported 25,000 deaths due to drug overdose. And one of the most common cause of this drug overdose was fentanyl, which is a kind of opioid. It is one of the most potent opioid available. Unfortunately, this opioid was available or was found in the street drug. Now, there is no way people can smell or taste fentanyl in these street drugs. As a result, there's high number of deaths reported. So Health Canada at that point was stumbled, and they did not have any answer to the problem at that time. So what they have done, in March of 2016, Health Canada took a decisive decision against this problem. They changed the status of Naloxone, which used to be a prescription medication, from a prescription status to the over-the-counter status. As a result of this life-saving drug could be available to anyone. It could be a first responders, it could be a family member who's using high doses of opioid for chronic pain. Now, this was the proactive decision by Health Canada, as there was no other solution available at that time. Now we know the background story, and now we know why the status of this drug got changed from prescription to over the counter. Now let's just dive into what is Naloxone. How can it how it can save a life of a person? So Naloxone is a drug that basically blocks the action of opioid, and it is used to reverse the effect of opioid overdose. Now, one of the most common side effect, or one of the most common sign of opioid overdose is respiratory depression, or in other words, you can say that difficulty breathing. And moreover, opioid overdose can also cause hypotension, which is extreme low blood pressure, and also it can cause sedation, as everybody knows about what sedation might look like with opioid overdose. Now, Naloxone is a safe drug that most likely does not cause any harm if it mistakenly or if it intentionally administered to someone who have some other kind of drug overdose other than opioid. However, it can change or it can save the life of a person who have opioid overdose. Now, it is important to remember that Naloxone only works for opioid overdose. It does not work for any other drug overdose. For example, it does not work for benzodiazepine overdose. Some of the examples of benzodiazepine which are available out there are clonazepam, oxazepam, lorazepam. And it also does not work for cocaine overdose, and it does not also work for alcohol. Now let's look into what are the different contents of Naloxone kits that are available in Canada. And in parts of Canada, for example, British Columbia, Alberta, you don't even talk with a pharmacist. You just go to any pharmacy and ask for the Naloxone kit, and any pharmacy staff can provide it to you. Usually what happens when you go to the pharmacy, ask for Naloxone kit, the pharmacy staff asks you if you have any question, concern, or do you know how to use it. If you say, yes, I know how to use it, they can give you these Naloxone kits, no question asked. But if you have any question, you can ask a pharmacist. We usually go over the technique of using Naloxone kit. Now let's see how Naloxone works. So Naloxone is a fast-acting drug, and it temporarily reverses the effects of opioids. Naloxone restores breathing within 2 to 5 minutes. Now, it does restore breathing within 2 to 5 minutes, but it is important to remember it only lasts up to 90 minutes. Unfortunately, the opioids such as fentanyl last way longer than 90 minutes. So even though your patient revive within like 5 minutes, or for example, if you use a second injection and he revives within like 10 minutes, you still need to call 911, of course, if you're living in North America, because because the drug is only going to last for 90 minutes. So if you don't call 911, and the effects of opioid will like outlast the effects of naloxone, and patient could be in the same position as you initially found. Now, once you administered first of all, before we go into administration of naloxone, it is important to remember that if you find someone who is unconscious, you should put them in a recovery position. Because by putting them in a recovery position, you are increasing the chances of survival. And after you putting them in the recovery position, then you inject the naloxone into either their arms or their thighs. Usually we go for the arm because there are less chances of mistake there than the thigh. So once you administer the naloxone, you will notice that if hopefully when the patient will survive, they may be agitated, combative, or vomit after naloxone is given to them. So all these effects are usually transient. They usually go away itself because it is one of the side effects of naloxone, but it does save the life of a patient. So, and moreover, if you look at the common opioid withdrawal symptoms such as sweating, goosebumps, achiness, shivering, and increased blood pressure, these are some of the symptoms that patient may also experience when he wake up from after having naloxone injection. Now this is all the basic information about naloxone, how we can use, how can you obtain through different pharmacy. Now lastly, I'd like to mention here at this point that there are many patients who are using high doses of opioids for their chronic pain. As a pharmacist, we should also offer these naloxone kits, and we should also encourage their family member to know how to use these naloxone kits. Because if, for example, accidentally they overdose themselves, these family member can save them before the help arrives. So that's it from this video. Thank you for watching. I'll bring more videos related to the world of pharmacy and how different drugs work, and how it can change or it can save the life of patients out there. Thank you for watching again. Have a good day.